All right, so I am Malachi,
And I am Dakota.
and this is a review for the New Mutants, which is a new sort of
Horror
slash superhero sort of thing. Yeah, it's not scary or anything, but it might be scary for like younger kids.
So you're,
honestly, I
kept away from literally everything your entire life, and then
I think like the average younger kid.
Yeah, my
Not if you grow up watching
Jeepers Creepers 2 when you were 5.
Exactly.
And crying yourself to sleep at night.
But I was thinking more of the common thing where kids grow up watching like CSI and stuff.
I guess that's pretty common too.
Yeah. Like kids grow up watching CSI and CIS, and so they get kind of jaded. But like your kid that watches like Goosebumps every once in a while, I think there's going to be someone driving by here in a second, so you're going to... Okay, it's over there. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I honestly kind of... Sorry, there's a red van in this parking lot, and I have no idea what she's doing. I feel like she was trying to figure out what we were doing. I don't know.
I've never been on speed dial. She just changed different sides.
I think she just changed
lot.
parking spots. That's creepy as fuck. Maybe she thinks we're out here trying to do a drug deal, like genuinely, and she's trying to scare.
Karens.
She's trying to scare us off.
She's scaring me as being a weird person. Yes.
I realize that, dude. She's an old lady. We can take her. Just saying.
It's like this is sons of mother bitches.
She's stomping us on the ground. Where was I? Younger children. Yeah. So I mean, if you have younger kids that maybe like watch Goosebumps and like A Haunting Hour, stuff like that, I feel like this is actually a pretty good step up for them. And not only that, but it's linked with X-Men, which, kids like superheroes. So, that works as well. But yeah, it's not the most horror film of all time. It's not really scary by any stretch of the imagination.
Unless it's the masked people, then that's when shit hits the
Those
fan.
were cool. I actually did like... I don't know if I said it audibly, but I went, oh shit.
I heard you say that. And like when they took off the mask, I was like, how's it go again? Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty cool. They're kind of like Teethy Slender Man, but better because it's not Slender Man.
Yeah, well, there's an actual creature. I don't know if it's a creepypasta or like it's something of that nature.
Think about the rake.
No, I know what the rake is. No, it's some kind of creature, and I think it's called the Look-See or something. Maybe it was a short film, like a horror short film.
Yeah, with the eyeball and the hands. It was on YouTube. Yeah, I remember.
Well, the eyeball and the hand thing was from Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, but the Look-See guy also had that too, didn't he?
He does? I thought the Look-See looked a lot more like those things in that movie.
Yeah, he also had like the suit and tie and everything, and had the...
Okay.
I don't think he had eyes though. So.
Oh. Well, these things didn't either.
Yeah.
But instead of having eyes in their hands, they just don't have eyes at all.
They went by, oh, there you are, I can smell you.
Did they have nostrils?
No, they probably smelled through their tongue. Because they had their mouths open 24/7.
Delicious. Yeah, that's true. Just to show off those badass teeth. But yeah, no, the creature designs in this movie were pretty cool. It's pretty CGI heavy, so if that bothers you...
Well, the CGI wasn't bad, though. So
no, it wasn't bad CGI.
It wasn't Black Panther bad.
Oh, God, yeah. Was it in Black Panther that the CGI was really bad on Black Panther, or was it in Civil War?
I remember you saying when we were watching Black Panther, like, Revenge of the Sith called, they want their CGI back. I remember that.
That sounds like a me thing.
Because it was you. It was very... I could care less when it comes to CGI. I'm pretty easygoing, but I remember you're like... Revenge of the Sith called, they want their CGI back.
I mean, when you have such a budget, I'm sorry to get off on a tangent, because we haven't really talked much about like a lot of the aspects of the film. We're more on a couple aspects right now.
And then jumping from movie to movie.
Yeah, but when you have that big of a budget, when you have Black Panther budget, the CGI should look better.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, and in this film, it didn't look terrible. It was noticeable that it was CGI. You're not going to go, oh, what great practical effects. And then, later you learn it's CGI and you go, oh my God, that was CGI? That's crazy. Because it's CGI. But, yeah, the creatures looked really cool. Spoilers, by the way. This isn't going to be a spoiler review because we don't really feel like shooting 2 different reviews, even though we just had a take that we deleted because there was a terrible angle.
Ungodly angle.
It was bad. You could see the shape of my man titties. I swear to God.
Cut that one out. Just
why? Man titties can't be in there.
I don't want your man titties.
Why? The people can't know about my man titties? Yeah, that's right. If there are any ladies out there that enjoy man titties,
please, no.
My number is 8376509.
I mean, at this
that was
point,
the song, right? 8376509. That song.
What song?
You know that song, right?
The one with Logic made?
No.
That's a Suicide Hotline one.
What are you doing? No, it's like a classic rock song where it's 8376509.
No, if it was fucking metalcore or something like that, probably not.
Okay. He doesn't know the song. But no, that wasn't my real number.
My real number
is also 8367509. But no, the movie looked pretty good too.
It was nice visual quality. I like how it just made, like, one reason I tend to like this movie more than I thought I would. It has one main location and it stays there throughout the movie. I like that there's no jumping to, like, you're in America, now you're in Germany.
Right. It was really easy to follow.
Yes.
Yeah. No, the story was really easy to follow because it did just stay in this facility. It was a contained story. It wasn't like these I don't know. What's a movie that does that? Casino Royale, I guess.
Or every other superhero movie.
Yeah, I guess. Batman Begins was Gotham. Oh no, it wasn't. Not the whole time. None of the Christopher. 1989's Batman. Boom.
Said most, but
I don't know. I felt I needed to prove my point. But yeah, you're right. Most superhero movies are like that. But yeah, so this was kind of a departure from what most superhero movies are as far as that. This is kind of a contained story that takes place in this hospital where these kids they're just kind of out of nowhere starting to experience some strange stuff. And
it's like how Magic puts it. It's basically their period or whatever. They're like it's like their puberty for mutants. They don't know how to control it yet.
That wasn't Magic. That was the Doctor.
Oh, that was
Magic was the one that brought up that Moon. What was her name?
Just
Danny.
Danny.
I keep forgetting her first name.
Moon.
I just remember that her last name had Moon in it. Yeah, she was the one that brought up that Danny was basically manifesting people's worst fears, which is basically what's happening. It's the way I describe it anyway is X-Men meets Before I Wake meets It. Because X-Men, obviously, because they're mutants, this takes place within the X-Men world. But then Before I Wake, because most of this stuff happens when she's asleep. Most of this manifests while she's asleep. And then, obviously, It, because it is these characters' worst fears. This is what they fear most that's coming to get them. In this case, the creature, it's not like she has ill intent. It just kind of happens. She's not like Pennywise. She's like trying to feed off their fears.
Yeah, she just doesn't know how to control it yet.
Yeah. Which, yeah, the Doctor said that. She said something earlier. how she compared it to like baby rattlesnakes. Like they don't know how to.
Yeah, why baby rattlesnakes are more dangerous than adult ones because they don't know how to control their venom output when they.
Right. So that's basically the storyline of the movie, and I think it all works really well. Through these sequences where you see people's worst fears, you kind of get some backstory on those characters, where one character, I said this was going to be a spoiler review, right? And it's obviously going to be in the thumbnail. So if you've come in here, this is your fault.
It's your fault for spoiling for yourself. It's definitely not our fault.
Because we put spoilers in the thumbnail, and if we didn't, I'm dearly sorry.
But yeah, the way that the fears were, it ties in with their backstory. Like one's was Sunspots. His backstory was something happened. He got too hot, and he burnt someone who he loved dearly. Just gonna leave it at that.
It's a spoiler review. You can say whatever the fuck
Yes,
you want.
but one that I'm still kind of confused on was Magic's background.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like she got kidnapped at some point.
It was either kidnapped or her parents, or she got sold or adopted or some shit.
It could have been her parents. I never really thought about that. Maybe she was like abused as a child, and those.
Did she actually kill 18 people, or was that just her?
Yeah, well, the lie detector test said that she killed 18 people. She takes a lie detector test in it, and she says that she killed 18 people.
Not the lie detector tests aren't always truthful.
Well, yeah, but why would she say that unless she was like absolutely sure that this was
she
true?
was trying to scare the new chick.
Well, yeah, but that wouldn't work unless the lie detector test was accurate. I mean, like, she could hide it technically if she was a psychopath, like a literal psychopath, like the definition of psychopath or sociopath. I'm not sure which one it is, but technically she could do that if she was a psychopath. Like, she could hide that that's a lie in the recesses of her mind, and it wouldn't pick up on the lie detector test. But I don't feel like that was the case, because if she was a psychopath, she wouldn't really have any emotion.
Yeah.
Or a sociopath. Again, I'm not sure which it was, and she definitely did have emotion. Her character was really well done, I thought.
I loved it so much. It was well put. That was kind of like the main reason I went to see the movie was the Magic character. It was worth it. Like, I went in expectations complete shit, and then
he actually thought this movie was going to be terrible. I thought it was gonna be okay. I thought it was gonna be like a 6, a sort of thing where it's like I didn't hate it, but that
was gonna be like below rock bottom.
Like, if I ever find this at a thrift store, I might pick it up, but...
Damn, not even at the Walmart $5 bin. You're just straight
no, man,
to
like,
the
if I find it for $2 somewhere, yeah. But that's not how it turned out at all. Yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy, she was really good in the movie, too. Not just her character being well done, how she kind of did have... She had a little extra to her where you could tell she was a little damaged. And it kind of...
Especially when she did the little coloring with the crowns.
With the crowns?
Yes, with the crayons.
Oh, with the crayons.
The crayons.
Okay, yeah. That was like that little extra that just kind of shows you that she's damaged. Yeah, but I mean, Anya Taylor-Joy was a badass.
And plus,
she is hot. Yeah.
Hot.
She is. Yeah, she is hot to trot. It kind of reminded me, like, have you seen the Terrifier 2 teasers and stuff?
No, I'm keeping... Oh, wait, yeah, I have seen it.
Like, with the Valkyrie chick, how she has, like, the angel wings and she has the sword. Yeah. Which, by the way, that teaser poster's badass.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Well, yeah, have you seen it?
I haven't seen the teaser poster.
It's like her on a bunch of pumpkins, and she's, like, in a superhero landing stance with a sword behind her.
No, I haven't seen it.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, it kind of reminded me of that. It was kind of a random thought, but it's not a bad thing, because I think that movie looks amazing. Hi, I'm a horror fan, in case you couldn't tell.
I mean, you're kind of covering up your shirt. But...
yeah, it's a Friday the 13th shirt. It's a little too you're a little too high up. The other shot, you could have seen the shirt, but you also...
Ungodly angle.
Yeah.
Again,
Terrible.
ungodly angle.
It gave my neck beard a very unflattering sort of light.
As compared to usual.
I didn't say the neck beard was flattering. I just said that it gave it an even more unflattering light.
Okay, I got you. I got you on that one, Chief.
But, no, I mean, this movie... And it does have a bit of a pacing issue, where...
The first third, it did have a pacing. And then after that, it was rolling.
Yeah.
It went rolling.
Like, I don't know, it seemed like... And there was a bit of an issue with the film where I kind of noticed where one person's fear would be explored, and then it would wait a little bit, and then the next person's fear would be explored. It's like it was just waiting for the next person's fear to be explored.
Because it kind of kept you, waiting, like, in anticipation.
Right, but what I'm saying is it didn't really feel like it was advancing a plot. It just felt like it was like, okay, well, we've explored this person's fear, so let's give you a little bit of dialogue, maybe a little bit of backstory on this guy's fear, and then we'll show you his fear. We'll show you the manifestation of his fear. So that was a little wonky, and it did kind of affect the pacing a little, because you kind of knew what to expect. It's like, all right, this is gonna... And now fear. But towards the end of the movie, when things were going batshit insane, that was awesome.
It was. The spiciness really got me.
The spiciness.
Yeah, the spicy.
Spicy meatball.
It's the one, the spicy meatball.
It was a spicy meatball. Yeah, again, the...
It's Mama's
It's
cannoli.
Mama's cannoli.
Speak to Mama's cannoli.
Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Master of Disguise, by the way.
That was a good movie.
Where was I going with that? Oh, right, the climax of the film with all the creatures and stuff.
Climax, indeed.
Yeah.
I climaxed.
You did.
I did fully when Magic first went out to fight the demon bear. Oh wait,
That was
you
badass.
can't do it. It's magic. I am magic.
Yeah.
It just
that was
happened.
That was a
everywhere.
really cool line.
Yeah. She looked back and that the intense nice.
Not to mention she looked cool.
Well, the way that she was standing with her lightsaber arm and
Yeah.
and the way they build up when she
I think Anya Taylor-Joy kind of naturally looks cool though.
yeah and even
On
the
top
way
of
they
being
build up
a
when she
very
was
attractive lady, she is just cool.
yeah, and when she built up when she was walking to her limbo portal, her arm was slowly putting up, and then her sword hit the ground, and then as soon as she stopped, it ignited and
they built that
cross. It was
they did do a good job of building up her character, where you kind of felt like maybe she's a badass, but then maybe also
she's a
maybe she's not as badass as she thinks she is. So you were kind of second guessing it, but when she fights the what is basically, I mean, other than the Doctor character, is Dr. Reyes, right? Other than Dr. Reyes, this demon bear is it's one of the villains of the film, where this demon bear was the thing that killed
her entire
her family and the entire reservation.
That's what the reservation.
Yeah, the whole Indian reservation. This demon bear
one
just
fear
killed it all.
Was just oh ho ho ho, I'ma eat your entire civilization now. I'm gonna nom.
It just came out of nowhere, and it's like, this is mine now.
You see this whole land and everything.
This is going in my face. Yeah. And yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy was a badass, and I think I've harped on that enough. But what was that character's name that was the douchebag? Roberto. Roberto started out as a terrible douchebag.
Oh,
he started out as a terrible douchebag, and especially because, so at the time where he delivered the line,
the nympho
the
one?
nympho line where he's like, is she a nympho? And he's like, hopefully. And I was sitting there thinking, because at the time I didn't even know she was 16. because she, the doctor, Dr.
was like talking
Reyes,
about like 13.
yeah,
years
she was
old.
she was
Like,
talking about how when you go through puberty, you start to gain these abilities. Like you go through a lot of your life, and you don't really know that you are anything special.
Yeah, we didn't really know she was. We thought we were 13 originally, but then after probably like a third of the way through the movie, they were like, "Oh,
And it was
16 to 17." I'm like, "Oh,
yeah." And it was so obvious that this Roberto character was like 17 years old, and this chick, like she could pass as younger than she was.
Yeah,
the actress is 25. Honestly, I think she could have passed for 13.
Oh, yeah, because I'm like some way through the movie, like some screen, like some shots of her face, I'm just like, how is she 25?
Yeah,
she looks nothing like 25.
it is. Yeah, it's strange. So I thought she was 13, and this Roberto character was saying, "Is she
Hey, girl."
info, hopefully?" And she, the guy's like 17, and I'm like, that's really creepy. Yeah, he does grow on you.
He does. He after he grew on me like after that part, and when he was like doing the dishes. When that part when he was doing the dishes is
funny.
is when he is when he started growing. I'm like, okay.
He was listening to that like girly ass music.
Yeah. I'm just like I can feel you, dude. I like that.
Yeah. And not only that, you kind of grow to understand why he is the way that he is, as far as the aspects of his past, which it might make you that way, because I think right there in that moment he's kind of trying to overcompensate for the fact that he is a virgin. I think he's trying to come off as the cool kid.
Still a virgin, there's something wrong with you, probably. Which there was. Was something wrong with
technically there was.
If I looked like him, I probably wouldn't. I know I wouldn't be a virgin.
Well, yeah, that yeah. He's a good-looking dude. and in the context of the film, his character's rich. Yeah. But he does grow on you. The main character, I'm gonna be honest, like she's an okay character. I was rooting for her the whole time. I was rooting for her, and what was the other character's name? The werewolf?
Oh, Rain.
Rain. I was rooting for her and Rain, which they kind of are together-ish.
They're lovers.
I mean, they never did anything.
Once y'all start making out,
I guess.
When they after the first day of them hanging out, you kind of felt the sexual tension.
Yeah.
But at the point right before they kiss, you could cut it with a fucking knife.
Yeah. I mean,
it was
this whole time I was like, are they gonna do that with this character? I was like, if not, they probably should, because it'd be kind of a missed love story opportunity.
It worked out.
It worked out nicely.
I'm not mad.
I will say though that, what is her name? Danny. There we go. Holy crap! I cannot do it.
Remember that name?
Cannot do it. Danny, but she's honestly, she's not that interesting. She's an okay character. Don't get me wrong.
You just don't find her as interesting as the other ones.
No, I think, and it could
be because that you know more about her from the beginning than the other ones, so they always are a mystery, so you want to get to know them more.
That could be.
So you want to put more time and interest.
That could be. And you're also kind of walking into the film knowing exactly who Danny is. Like, you're like, okay, this is... Because myself personally, I knew the premise of the film, which is, she's manifesting these fears. So I kind of knew, in the beginning, I didn't know what it was, but I knew she was manifesting it. So throughout this movie, you are kind of more interested in the other characters, kind of trying to learn stuff about them, because their fears are they're developing.
Yeah.
They're kind of unfolding before your eyes, and so through their backstories you learn their fears, and through their fears you get entertainment. So
that's like a sadistic ass.
A little messed up.
Yes,
but
their fears give me pleasure. Yes. So
that's what horror movies are.
You're not wrong.
But I don't know what. Oh yeah. So acting wise, I think everyone in this movie did a pretty good job.
Unless it's porn acting, it's good acting.
That's a bit of a lower standard than I have. I think they did a genuinely good job. It's not just like a step up above porn acting. I feel like you were like discrediting the actors there. You were like,
if it's not porn acting, it's good acting.
It's not Oscar worthy, but like I didn't expect any of them to like be a pizza delivery guy and
the poor boy.
The other woman forget their wallet. I wasn't fully expecting that. But no, they were good.
Yeah, they're pretty good acting.
The actors were good. I will say that the guy with the southern draw, at times, I'm not gonna attempt to do the accent because
that was terrifying.
I sounded like Sean Connery choking on a
penis.
I was gonna use a little more tact than that, but sure.
Dick.
Schlong. Yep. Wiener.
Billy Bing Bong.
A member.
A member.
Member.
A
His
dangle?
throbbing member.
A dangle angle.
A dangler.
A dangler.
Dimmy Dome Dangler.
Dimmy Dome Dangler.
I'm Doug Dimmy Dome. Here's my Dimmy Dome Dangler.
Jesus Christ. Noah, get the boat.
Every day we stray further from God.
Oh, God.
But no, there were certain points where his character, he doesn't really see this, and maybe it's just a me complaint, but there were certain points where I thought that he was trying a little too hard in the accent department. Most of the time it was really good. Like, most of the time I have no problems with it whatsoever. But there were times, like, one thing that sticks out particularly in my mind is, like, when I think he said "what the hell" at one point, and it did sound a little off. Again, maybe that's me. Maybe that's the way that accent really is.
I mean, yeah, that is true. We don't really hear that accent often.
Yeah, we don't live in the South, so yeah. Overall, it was a good movie.
I thought expectations blown out of the water. I thought it was really good. I liked it. It was definitely a jolly good show.
Yeah.
I would definitely take my mother to it. That sounds like a depressing story.
I will take your mother to a nice seafood dinner and never call her again.
She is a saint, damn
Dorothy Mantooth is a saint.
That was a good movie. It's the Anchorman.
That was a great movie. We got to see that in theaters not too long ago. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I have very small kind of nitpicks, and of course, really what brings it down for me is the fact that it does take a little bit to get going.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it's pretty solid.
It is.
Again, there's a little bit of wavy CGI. I think the guy's accent was off at points.
I thought the CGI was...
Again, like most of the time. But I thought when, what's his name? Roberto's character, like his superhero name, what's his name? Sunspot. I thought when he was like going full Sunspot, I thought it was a little wavy.
I thought that looked hella dope. I thought it looked super badass.
It was fine. I'm not mad at it. It wasn't like Attack of the Clones bad. So, and yeah, that is my measure on bad CGI. I don't like the CGI in Attack of the Clones.
That was my childhood. I enjoy it.
That pretty much does it. Yeah. I enjoy the actors. I enjoy the characters. I enjoy the action sequences. The sort of horror stuff. Really well done. They kind of tie it into Logan at a point, and I was like, dude, this is that.
That was his climax.
Yeah. As much as I'm not really into the X-Men, I'm a huge Logan fan.
He loves the huge Jackman.
I do love the huge Act Man.
The huge Act Man.
He be acting. Yeah. So yeah, when it tied into Logan, I thought that was really cool. Kind of telling you more or less where this is taking place in the storyline. I enjoy most of the things about this film. I enjoy most of the character. Well, I enjoy all of the
I
characters.
enjoy all the characters, yes.
Dr. Reyes was kind of a weak villain, though.
I mean, she was a weak villain, but let's face it, they didn't really build her up much to begin with.
Well, exactly. That's what I mean. They didn't really. Well, here I am. I guess I'll explain to you what happened. So, the video got cut short. The New Mutants review got cut short, which, by the way, yes, this is going to cut directly into that video. Because I'm pretty bad at editing. So it's like, it's either going to cut directly in, or it's just going to be completely vacant of any reason that it just cut. And I like this option better, even though this is like my 6th time shooting this damn video, because I want it to be actually bearable to watch, because like in the other variations I was like shaking my hand, or there was background noise, but anyway, I digress. So the New Mutants review did cut short, and the reason being was it got cut short by my phone. My phone is a heartless bitch, and it will only record about 33 minutes of footage. So right there, it cuts off at the 33-minute mark. Well, it did actually start recording a second video, which technically speaking, I could edit that second video into the first video, which you're going, obviously, why didn't you do that? Why are you doing this? The video was only about 30 seconds long. And the reason that it was only about 30 seconds long was right as the second video begins. Well, not like right as, but about 30 seconds in, this guy comes around the corner of the movie theater that we were at. We were in the parking lot of a movie theater at about midnight, and this guy just comes around the corner, and this might sound kind of silly to you guys, but the guy was throat singing. Like, it sounded like he was throat singing, and like mumbling to himself. And that's sketchy enough as is. We probably would have left just based on that alone, because he was really close to us. Also, to give you context to this sort of... I gotta switch hands, guys. Sorry, this one's getting tired. This sort of, we gotta get out of here mentality. There was this red van, and you actually hear us talking about it at one point in the video. And we don't really acknowledge it much because we're trying to stay on track, but there's this red van, and it switches parking spots about 3 times. The first time it was a little weird because it just came in and parked, and that's kind of where we initially acknowledged it. And then it switches parking spots. And then it switches parking spots again. And so it was just this really kind of sketchy situation where this red van kept switching parking spots on us. And then on top of that, there's this kind of dirty looking guy who came around the corner and was like mumbling to himself and throat singing. So we decided it was best to get out of there, and we didn't want to record another take, because we had already recorded a take before before the one you will see. I'm switching hands again. Sorry. There's a lot of wildlife out tonight. That's either people or the coyotes are going absolutely batshit. I'm leaning towards the second. Those coyotes are going nuts. And yeah, there is a lot of wildlife out tonight. I saw a skunk tonight, a little too close for comfort. A skunk who I affectionately refer to as Danfred. That's just, I don't know. I've seen him in my backyard before. I don't know if it was the same skunk. But that's just what I call skunks that live in my neighborhood. Danfred. And then there was a deer in the road as I was walking here, and now I can hear coyotes. I don't know if you guys could hear them. They're off in the distance somewhere, but anyway, so yeah, that was why we just stopped. Because I thought that was kind of a sketchy situation, and so did Dakota. And so, yeah. We didn't really even give you our ratings. Mine was a 7.5, Dakota's was an 8.0. So, there's that for you. I just kind of wanted to come out here and give you some closure. By the way, this is like the 6th time I've shot this video because I just couldn't get it right. It was too shaky, it was too this, it was too that. So I decided, for whatever reason, I can hold the camera steadier when I'm sitting down outside. I don't know why. So I came down kind of downtown to record this, to kind of explain to you guys why it got cut short, and now you know, and hopefully that's good enough. Dakota obviously couldn't be here, otherwise we probably could have just continued, with the review, knowing what I know now about being able to edit videos together. But switching hands again. But yeah, I think that's it. So anyway, yeah, no, Dakota couldn't be here tonight because, well, we live like 30 minutes away from each other. So it's not feasible to drive 30 minutes for either one of us, just whenever the mood strikes us, And you also have to take into account our working schedules. I worked tonight. I'm gonna work tomorrow, and we can't hang out every weekend, which kind of sucks for shooting videos sake, but we should have some videos out couple weeks. We're gonna set something up where we hang out and we just shoot a bunch of videos, shoot a bunch of reviews. So anyway, I'll see you later, you sexy sumbitches. The whole 2 of you that are watching. Oh, am I kidding? We haven't had 2 people actually watch all the way through a video yet. Granted, we only have 1 video out, and it was a review for a movie that came out like 2 years ago. So I'm not being too hard on myself about that. It was just kind of a funny little jab that I decided to throw at myself. Anyway, I gotta go home before I get eaten alive by coyotes. That was a joke, by the way. I know coyotes don't really fuck with people, but or get sprayed by a skunk. That one wasn't a joke because I was close to that damn skunk. Luckily, it just ran off into the bushes, but holy crap. Anyway, catch you on the next one.